Hi, good morning, students. Today we are to discuss about the second chapter named the Narayanpur Incident. It is an extract from the story The Narayanpur Incident written by Shashi Deshpande. The author has given the Quit India movement as the context for the story. Here, the author talks about how the local people took part in the movement as well as the freedom fight. The struggle and the hardship people had taken is depicted in the story. People had to risk their own lives in order to get our country free from the age-old shackles of slavery from the British. In this story, the main characters are Babu, Manchu, and Mohan, who are siblings. During the Quit India movement, their father was imprisoned by the British. As a result, the family had to take a lot of risk. So they moved towards another village named Narayanpur. Mohan, being the eldest, decided to be part of the movement. So now we have to get into the story directly. Let us read each line and understand. Here we begin. 8th August 1942, the Quit India movement begins. Babu and Manchu suddenly find themselves part of all this when their schools were closed down and their father is put behind bars. So during the Quit India movement, the siblings Babu and Manchu had no classes due to the popularity and due to the importance of the Quit India movement. All the schools were closed down, or there were no classes, and as a result, their father also was imprisoned by the British government. Their brother Mohan becomes involved in the movement, and the rest of the family moves to their small town of Narayanpur. So their eldest brother Mohan, he took part in the movement. In the meanwhile, the rest of the family members went to Narayanpur. But now Mohan has turned up in Narayanpur with his friend Suman, and the Quit India movement has gained momentum. Okay, all right. In the middle of all these, their eldest brother Mohan came back to Narayanpur with a friend named Suman. In the meanwhile, the Quit India movement had become very popular all around the country. Babu decides to watch a procession that Mohan is taking part in and takes Manchu with him. So when Mohan returned to Narayanpur, and he was also part of the movement, the other brother named Babu decided to watch the procession in which their elder brother was taking part in. So Babu carried his sister Manju along with him in order to watch a procession. Their mother does not know about their plan, so the children leave the key to their house with their neighbor Remabai. But actually their mother didn't know all about the plan that Babu had made to watch the procession of the Quit India movement that was taken part by their eldest brother Mohan. So since she did not know, and since she wasn't at home, Babu and Manju entrusted the key of their house to their neighbor named Ramabai. Now, the later incident we have to get into the chapter. Now, said Manju impatiently, "Tell me where we are going." So now, okay, all right. Babu and Manju were heading towards the place where the procession was to take place, and Manju also didn't know where they were going. So Manju asked his brother where he was taking her to. So as a reply to it, he said, "To watch a procession, walk fast, we may be late." So as a reply, Babu said that they were going to watch a procession, and he asked her to walk fast so as to be there on time. What procession? Whose procession? Where? So Manju didn't know all about the procession, where it was and who was leading it. All these she didn't know. So she asked all these questions to her brother Babu. So as a reply, he said, "You sound just like Ramabai. Did she give you a quick lesson?" So actually, Babu didn't like all the questions that Manju asked him, because it sound just like the questions were just like similar to the questions of their neighbor Ramabai, whom they had entrusted the key. So she was also kind of a person who always inquired more about all the incidents and events. So she was like an inquisitive person. So Babu told Manju that she was also like Ramabai, who had the character of questioning everything. "Oh, be quiet about Ramabai. Tell me, Babu, what procession?" So Manju didn't like the remark Babu made. So she asked Babu to be quiet about, or to stop talking about Ramabai. Instead, she insisted her brother to tell what procession was. "The college students are taking out a procession from their college to the collector's office. Mohan told me we could watch. He says it's going to be peaceful." So finally Babu explains to her. So he told her that the college students were to make a procession from their college to the collector's office, and Mohan, their elder brother, had told that they could also watch if they would reach the so Mohan had also told Babu that the procession would be very peaceful, that there won't be any violence in between or during the procession. There were already some people lining the roads. Manju and Babu found a good spot almost opposite the gate of the collector's compound. They had to wait for some time. In the meanwhile, when they reached the spot, there were people gathered on either side of the roads, and finally they could also reach the place and find a better place to watch the procession nearby the collector's compound. But they were in time, so they had to wait a little to see the procession that was to reach the collector's office. Soon they heard the magical words, "They are coming, they are coming." The children, like the others, rushed out. So, as they were waiting, they could hear the voice of the people shouting out, saying that the procession was coming towards them, and all people who had gathered on either side of the roads had moved towards the safer spot or the better place to watch the procession. Policemen appeared all along the road. Some of them walked in front of the students, some by their sides, but the students marched as if the police didn't exist. In the meanwhile, when they saw the march coming towards them, they could also see the policemen walking along with the students. Some of the policemen were in front of the students and some were on their sides, but the students didn't mind the presence of the police either in front of them or on the sides. They walked, or they may took out the procession as if there were no policemen. They walked in complete silence. There were no slogans, no shouts, just the shuffle of feet and a low murmur from the watching crowd. The students who were making the procession were having the procession in utter silence. There were no slogans or no shouting, nothing else. It was made in complete silence. That means it was a peaceful procession. Only the sound that they could hear was the steps that the students took out, or the sound of their feet, as well as the murmuring sound of the people who had gathered there. Babu and Manchu looked eagerly for Mohan. Yes, there he was, dressed in white pajamas and a cream-colored kurta, with another boy both holding aloft a picture of the Mahatma. Okay, all right. So, since Babu and Manchu were there among the crowd to watch the procession, they were quite eager to see their brother among the students. So finally they could identify their brother. Their brother was had dressed in with white pajamas and cream colored kurta, and also he was holding the picture of Mahatma along with another boy. They were holding it up, the picture of Mahatma during their procession. Definitely, okay, dear students, you look at the picture. It is shown. Okay, we continue. Their arms must have ached holding it up that way for so long, but their faces were expressionless. Okay, definitely the Mohan and the another boy who was just behind, beside him, they were holding the picture of Mahatma up above their head, and since they were holding it for a long time, their hands might have been paining or paining, yet that was not a scene. That pain or anything else was not a scene on their face or on their expressions. Now the leaders of the procession had reached the barred gates. Okay, in the meanwhile, okay, the procession had reached nearby the barricade that the policemen had put up at that place in the compound of the collector's office. A police officer, he was the DSP, Mohan told them later, came up to them. When they reached the barricade that the policemen had made, the DYSP had gone to them. There was some conversation between him and the students. In the meanwhile, okay, all right, the DSP came towards the students who were having the procession. He came towards them and they had a chat with the students. The students seemed to be arguing. Then one of them handed him a piece of paper. He took it without glancing at it and nodded. And of course, the students definitely, when they were talking to the policeman or DSP, they were found to be very questioning, and yet they were having it in a serene atmosphere. And in the meanwhile, okay, all right, one among the students had handed a piece of paper to DSP. The DSP accepted it, but he did not even look at the picture. Look at the piece of paper that the student had given him. The students turned their backs to him, and one of them shouted, "Mahatma Gandhi ki jai." Okay, in the meanwhile, okay, all right, after handing over the piece of paper, the students just turned around, and one of them among the students shouted, "Mahatma Gandhi ki jai," shouted the slogan. In the meanwhile, as a reply to the slogan, others shouted back loudly, "Jai," and then they briskly marched back the way they had come. Okay, all right. So, after shouting the slogan, they marched back to the way they had come from. They went back. Okay, dear students, so for today we stop here, and the rest of the part will be taken later.